Hello everyone, this is Thomas Pepin, NHL Talk. I'm Thomas Pepin and let's play some NHL. Continuing the franchise mode series where I've taken over the Toronto Maple Leafs, we're on Season 20, Episode 4, starting the Offseason. We just came off our third straight Stanley Cup, fourth in 5 seasons. So we're on another run now, and that's 10 Stanley Cups in 20 seasons. So I've finally gotten back to my target of 50%. So very good. Happy with that. And I'm going to try to keep it going. So we have one task that's off of our list, which was to trade Pickarainen, who wanted far too much of salary, and so we had to use him in order to get the first overall pick because it was a franchise player that we wanted, and yeah, not ideal, but whatever. And then otherwise traded away our 2 first-round picks because we couldn't use those in that trade for first-round picks in the following season. So that's what we've done so far in the off season, and then now we've got our regular routine of things. So first, we have nobody we need to extend. He's got 2 years left. So that's one thing, is we might have, he's got 1 year left. We might have a changeover of coach because in all likelihood he's going to ask for more money, in which case we're going to have to get rid of him. Unfortunate, but that's probably how it's going to go. And then at the very least we have this guy solidified for a while. Maybe he was the guy that I just signed. Anyways, I don't know. But this, and I guess we would have liked to have had him be the replacement, but he's only got 1 year beyond the other guy. So we're going to need to shore things up a little bit. Oh, and that is a great point. So we might be able to do that this offseason. So, because I was going to move him up to the NHL goalie coach position, but what we might actually do is move him to the goalie coach position and then hire a forward coach to be the next fill-in as NHL head coach. So we'll see. We'll play it by ear, figure out exactly what's going on as we go. How's this guy done anyways? He'd be reasonably fine as a fill-in, but I don't know how long we've had him for. Anyways, we'll figure that out. So nobody needs to be extended at this point. Scouts, we do have a number 2 re-sign. However, something I just thought of is we should not re-sign all because we want to leave spots to allow us to have good free agent scouts if there's any available. But right now, so I got to figure out who it is. It's the least useful of the ones. that we have. And this is it. So we're going to let him go. And re-sign everybody else. So this just gives us one spot in case there is a good scout out there that we want to get. And then worst case, we just go back and get the same guy. Oh, one thing I should say, I'm going to have to step away twice during the stream for very short periods of time. So just giving you a heads up now. Just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. So coaches, scouts are done. Now we need to have a look at players. So this is the guy we just drafted. 82 overall, franchise power forward. Not ideal. Because power forwards I'm not too pumped on. But no matter what, franchise player, we have to go for him. That doesn't matter. So we need to offer him a contract. How did this guy do? 14 points in 20 games is not bad. 13 and 17. What's his story? He's 28. Why on earth? Oh, his skating. So he was very close, but not quite there. Yeah, so he's an easy release. He wants one way, so we're going to qualify and trade. I think that's it, right? What? Really? Two years at 1.5 as a franchise goalie. I mean, still, it delays the inevitable. So, yeah, we're not gonna keep him in the long run because he's gonna ask for too much. So, as much as it would be nice, it's not gonna happen. So we qualify him. Just making extra sure that I don't screw anything up. That should be it. Let's just make sure I didn't miss anybody. I'm pretty sure. No. That's it. I hate it how they always edit my trade block. It's never what I want. I think that's correct. We'll save, and then I'm going to step away. Literally, it will be like 2 minutes. I was gapping out as I was saying that, so I don't know. I'm sure I saved, but anyways, so 2 seconds, I'll be right back. All right, back. Now, so I'm supposed to do this in a different order, but I'm always interested to see what the situation is with contract extensions. And this douche is not willing to sign at a reasonable cap hit. Five years minus so it would be 12 million. Best we could do is 3 years at 11.7 ish. It's possible. 75 points. Point per game. Sniper. 41 goals. So that's a maybe. $53 points. See, he's got a better range of production. So he's got enough goals and some assists. So the reason I'm pulling him up is just to contrast like who who we would, or who's of similar kind of characteristics that we could decide not to keep. He's over a point per game. Well, that's going to be a tough call. It's a maybe. This is an absolute no. So Dwyer's getting traded. There's absolutely no chance. Savage is at least within range. And he's better than Dwyer anyways. So that's a no-brainer. Between the two at least. Mason's going to be gone. Same with O'Reilly, so that gives us the cap space to sign. Savage, I think was his name. Yeah. Heward, what's your story? You're 30 now? 7 million? You haven't played that well. So we're probably trading him. Man, Wiseman developed quite well, actually. Has he turned into another... Not quite, what's his face? Demers, the guy that we got rid of. But that's 2 overall is a pretty big improvement. Martin went up a bit, I believe. That's interesting. And of course he wants stupid extensions. So we'll see what his value is, and we might trade him quickly. So Savage is a maybe. Downey. We'll do it 2-way. I think he played well. Quite well in the AHL. So that's a no-brainer extension. He's 24, so that's sweet. He had 2 points. He is in 19 games, so he's getting traded. Mui went down 1 overall. Fantastic. Licht stayed the same. So, don't know what the situation is going to be for D. We're going to have to figure that out, I guess. I think all goalies are sorted out. So then Barrett just comes up to the NHL. Unfortunately, this is fringe starter, so maybe we might trade him. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But didn't he come in one playoffs and basically win us the cup? Or did in fact win us the cup? I think it was this one. I don't know. I guess we'll figure that out. That's it. So I thought we had more to figure out. And then in terms of positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6. Oh, he comes up, so 7. He comes up, that's 8. Oh man, we're gonna have a good team this year because of the guys that were in the pipeline that are coming up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus potentially Savage. So we might already have our top 9, which is like our usual, what we try to stabilize, or like to have as very good quality players. What's the situation with D? We got 1, 2, 3. Then Heward we're going to have to trade. One of those two guys, Mui or Licht, are going to be our 7th defenseman. So we really only have 3D right now. So we're going to have to figure that out too. I know there was a couple of D that were drafted, so maybe that's going to be where we get our replacements. At least one, but then they have to develop anyways, or we wouldn't push their development anyway, like bypass their development to put them in the NHL. So actually, it's not really an option. And while we're at it, let's just, I guess, go. No, I gotta follow the order so that everything gets done correctly. So, trading block. I just get so tempted to start looking at other stuff. Operations budget, we need to increase this and increase this. Again, I don't know if it makes any difference, but scouts. Any new scouts? No, I think this is the guy we had before. I don't really want to sign him for 4 years, but that's what we have to do to get him. Coaches, is that what I'm supposed to do next? Yeah. Okay, so before I decide on, so for example, sending, I think it's our associate coach down to goalie coach, I should at least see exactly what the situation is out there for goalie coaches. Are there any? There's one. So there's only one goalie coach that has what we're looking for. He would have to go to AHL. CBB, CAB. CBB, CAB. So he's better than this guy, but basically the same. So then we will try to go for him. How exactly do we do this? So him, demote to NHL goalie coach. Him we have locked up for 7 years. He's assistant coach. Need a forward coach for associate coach. In the NHL. And then we need this guy can go down to goalie coach in the AHL. And then we need a defensive coach for associate coach. And then hire that goalie coach as assistant coach. That's kind of the flow that would be ideal. But that's in all likelihood not possible because we probably won't have the guys out there, or they won't sign at what we want, and so on and so on. First, let's take a look at forward coaches. Ooh. This guy is perfect. I forget if starting with a 50 is good or not. I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. Because usually it's just shy of 50. Ooh, this guy's not bad as well. Okay, so BCACAA. 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 Huh. Well, I guess so. Both are good, and I think in the end it's gonna be the result of the interview. So, duration is the most important thing. They need to be flexible on duration because we'll give them the salary they want. Swayed in other ways. Salary. Huh. So actually, he sounds like he'll accept everything that we're going to try to offer. So I don't even think I really need to look at the other guy. If we offer him $2 million as our associate coach, that should do the trick. So what exactly? So maybe what we'll do, so we'll try to shave everything back because we've spent too much. So if we go back to $2 million as our target of spending on each coach, that gives us way more flexibility if we need to do anything more drastic. So 207 is what we're going to offer. And then this gives us our replacement head coach if we can't extend our current one, and I have a feeling we won't be able to. And this is him. So we want 8 years, 207, I think I said. NHL associate coach, 207, 8 years, NHL associate. Cool, so that would be literally perfect. And based on what he's asking for and all the interview questions and stuff, I think he's going to accept. So that's pretty good. So that was priority one. Goalie coach goes there. That's done. Then we need a defensive coach. As our, so it goes forward for head, forward for associate, defense goalie, forward for AHL, defense goalie, or defense goalie, I think is how it's supposed to be. So if we have him, then next priority We already have one goalie set up. Well, first, I guess we should check about defensive coaches, because that would be higher priority at the moment. Too expensive. Coaching influence is too low. Coach influence too low, too low. Ooh. So this guy's doable. Doesn't start off from a great position in terms of offense, defense, power play, but does from other stuff that's important to us. So he's actually a reasonably good option. And since he can go for associate coach, then maybe what we do is assistant coach, which I think was the goalie coach, goes down to goalie coach. We take him as associate, and then the other goalie coach that we saw, I think it's this guy here, we put him as assistant or associate. Anyways, but before we decide, let's see for sure. Okay. So this is a rare case where I would go for a C rated coach as somebody to come up eventually. Yeah. All right, let's go double check about this guy. This guy has 2 years, right? Okay. But I guess that I should interview the guys just to make sure about some of this stuff, because before I demote him, I don't want to demote him and then the other guy not fit in where we want him to. So let's hold up there. All right, so what is your story, mister? How important is contract duration? Excellent. So the rest of the stuff isn't going to matter because if he's flexible on that, probably with the salary that we're going to offer, he'll accept. So where did he go? There he is. And then wait, it was this guy. Just want to make sure that goalie coach was the right one. A, B, yeah. What's your story? Not important at all. Excellent. Okay, so then, oh, well, we might as well check this too. So I think we can sway him too. So I think everything's actually going to be perfect for coaching, which is rare that you get everything all at once. Alright, so where were they? It's these two, right? Wait, no, it was this guy. Glad I stopped. Okay, so then that means we do demote him to AHL goalie coach, which is going to make him not very happy, but I'm sorry, that's how it goes. Would you rather win or have your ideal role? I would rather win. Okay, and then he wants less money. He's got more room to, yeah. So if he goes to associate, he goes to assistant. I think this makes the most sense. And then what is the current maximum AHL head coach salary? 76.76. Alright, AHL assistant, 76. Then goalie coach. Eight years. AHL associate. 76. 76. 8 years AHL associate. Okay, so I hope I didn't mess anything up there, but I believe these should all go through. I'm relatively confident. So if that does turn out, then that is most excellent. And we should have an outstanding coaching setup also for growth. Now, not ideal, of course, because, well, ideally we'd have a B something defensive coach in the AHL. Yeah, and then otherwise the B goalie coach that we're getting is pretty close. So, I mean, everything's pretty close to what we want anyways. So, that is good. Okay, so now the next thing is supposed to be considering extending players. Actually, I should be changing this order because you can't extend players until you have a look at the market for free agent players. So Because if we can sign a better player at a lower cap hit, then why wouldn't we? $18 million, Pikkarainen. Thank God we got rid of him. Okay, yeah, and Taves was the guy that it wouldn't even give us the option to offer him a contract, and he wanted $17 million. How did he play, anyways, without us? 95 points, so quite well, actually. So we really are missing out on a great player. But, excuse me, none of what he would be willing to accept is something, or is anything that we'd be willing to pay, so no dice. Okay, so Rawlings is not a guy we want. Okay, a guy we used to have. 74 points. Nope. This is a guy we oh, wow, those penalty minutes. No chance. I thought this was our Martins from before. Is it? No, it isn't. He wasn't a two-way forward. Chushkin, Courtnall. Demers, ha! He used to be ours. 92 points? No way. That's hilarious. And now he wants 17 million. Wow. Well, if we kept him, he would have turned into that at a lower cap hit, but well, we didn't know if that would happen, and yeah, I don't want to play around with that. This guy could be interesting. Not enough production. Chubarov we could go for, potentially, if we have the cap space. What's this guy's story? Nope. No. No. Oh, did he sit out the season? Yeah, he did. Huh. And at that cap hit, from his past performance, you never know. At that cap hit, that actually could be a great contract. Sign him for 7 years. Man, that's a really, really good contract. For a depth guy just to have locked up. I'm going to just write that down because you never know. Haydar, Ottawa. Checked him. Wow, penalty minutes. 65. Penalty minutes are a bit high. Not bad. Again, same sort of story with the cap hit. Could be a reasonable signing. I should double check because I was just pulling things up. I wasn't looking at their position because if one of those guys were defenseman, it would have been something I consider. So far, there's only that one guy that stood out. Only one goal. It's kind of funny. Who's this? 59 and 65. Oh, no chance. I didn't notice about the cap hit. And I haven't come across any, as I say, that D. Yikes. Way too expensive. Man, D are both rare and expensive now. Well, I guess that makes sense. They go hand in hand. What was that? 29. Man, we're we're probably gonna have trouble picking up a defenseman. We might have to budget more of our cap space. Is that a guy we've had before? Yeah. So far, no other standouts for young guys to pick up. 238 penalty minutes? Yowza. Okay. What's the goalie situation? It's still pretty crazy that he's willing to accept 1.6 right now. I mean, I'm kind of crazy not to do it, but it's just eventually he's going to ask for the money that we don't want to pay, so why delay the inevitable? Who is this? Nope. Nope. Not far off, but still no. No, so it looks like we're going to go with the 3 goalies we currently have. There's no guys to trade for, except maybe that Hadar guy that we noticed. Then now the guys that were just drafted we'll have to take a look at. That's so funny. We unload the Pickarainen. Well, we unload Pickarainen. I was going to say the Pickarainen contract, but he didn't even have a contract. And it's just funny. We unload him and everything's great for us. Oh, we went by age. So it seemed like there was at least maybe 2 guys that we would have wanted to go for that were in the draft class. So I'm interested to see what is out there. And this team looks like it has 2. So what is this? He was 16th overall, power forward. Everything looks good. He is Russian, and he's 81 overall. So I'm pretty certain we're going for him. Trade value is low. I don't know why it's so low. Dorset. Q. Sniper. Everything looks good. 11th overall. I think also a no-brainer, so I think we're going for both of those guys. Dorset and Afinogenov. From Carolina. Man, they picked up some good picks there. Here's another guy. Oh, I think that's that guy, that real leader thing. Yeah. Sniper. Everything looks good. Yeah, I think we're we're probably gonna go for him too. Lamanin from Chicago. And keep in mind, we have, what's his name? Our goalie, franchise goalie. The trade value of him will probably, as it is, already get all these three guys. So for us to want all of them, it's actually quite possible. Now, because they're on separate teams, like, we're going to lose on trades, and it's not going to go perfectly smooth. But this guy is an absolute yes. And I think he gets an extra year of development in the AHL before we have to, as long as he is, in fact, 17 at the start of the season, I think. Because then that gives us to 19, if I'm not mistaken, on the rules. Wow, this draft class has a lot. Karoliuk, Edmonton. And I might have to go back over all these to make sure I didn't miss anything, because there's a lot right now. Lynn. Playmaker. Everything perfect again. He's junior too. Yowza. Now, of course, if we knew this, maybe we would have kept our picks and used them, but of course you never have any idea of any of this. So it's better to go back and get them than it is to draft and get it wrong. So I think this is the guy that went second overall, so we're probably going to want him too. Two-way forward. Yeah. Rafalski. New York. I'm noticing a lot of other guys with trade value. Mind you, their overall is too low for us. There's lots out there, that's for sure. Another guy, Sniper. Jeez. Now I'm starting to question if I can actually get all these guys. We might trade guys we currently have to pick up some of these guys, because we have so many. Oh, and we also have, what's his face that we can unload too. The guy that won't sign with us. So I'm going to go through goalies, and then we'll come back and go through everybody again, because I'm not confident I didn't miss anything. Who's he? Victoriaville? Huh. For me, that's an immediate pickup. I'm just going to get it done right away. Because he'll be in the AHL at 18 to be at 70, whatever. And the fact that he can go to junior still, so we'll be able to at least put him 1 year in junior. I think it's 2 years we'll be able to do. So we'll trade for somebody that we don't want anyways. Who don't we want? Don't know for him. That's a no-brainer. They go 1 for 1. Ho ho ho. Cheering in the streets. Okay, well, God, I'm cheering in the streets for that one. We just got rid of a guy that we don't care about whatsoever. For a guy that, well, I mean, obviously we don't know how he's going to turn out, but has characteristics that could turn out being good. Okay. So that's it for goalies. And like I said, I'm sorry to have to go over it again. I'm just not confident I didn't miss anybody. Because there were so many. So, Dorset, Finogenov. Because there was a defenseman that was supposed to be good. Laminin. But his overall has got to be too low for me. Because otherwise I would have spotted him. Korolyuk. It's got to be this guy. Oh, defenseman. I don't think it is him, actually. No, because he went in the second round. $74 is too low. See, that's the thing, is you've got guys starting in the 80s, like, that's a massive head start to be a super high-end player. Sharp? I doubt it's him. No. See, and that's the thing, is you have no idea how these guys are going to develop, and also you don't know their ratings and stuff when you go to draft them, so it's a complete guess if you're getting a 74 overall or a 78 overall or 81 overall. You have no idea. See, like this guy went 3rd overall, and there's no way I would have taken him 3rd overall. I wonder where that defenseman is. Hartman, Vancouver. Maybe he's way low overall. Because if he's not in the 70s, I haven't even looked at him. Yeah. I don't see him, so doesn't exist. As far as I'm concerned, at least. All right, so was there? Because I mean, the reason why I'm doing this is, what if there's a guy that just didn't get signed for whatever reason? You never know. Okay, we have none of those. Standout guys. To be 70 overall at 25. The other guy I think that we just traded for was what, like 72? Or he might have been 70 as well, but he was 18. All right. So then, where do we start? So, who were the highest value of those guys? So we've got Carolina has 2, but they're low value. So those should be relatively easy to pick up. Chicago, Laminin was a 5th real leader. I really like the sound of that. Who knows if it's actually going to be the case, but I'm definitely going to prioritize him. This guy costs nothing to pick up, so that's nothing. Montreal, I think he was expensive. Yeah. Lynn was 4th overall. Playmaker. So I'm also going to prioritize him. Also, he's junior guy, so you got more time to develop him. Then Rafalski from the Rangers. I think he was 2nd overall. 2-way forward, not really a priority for me. 81 overall though. And then Hartman from Vancouver. Sniper. From US Hockey. Okay, so then the priority is Montreal because we need a playmaker. So we will go with him first. What do you guys want? That we have and are going to give up. So Dwyer, we're going to trade. Moss, I was going to say that maybe he's, but we've got him locked up, don't we? Yeah. The value's far too good. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. So you guys want Dwyer, nobody else that we have. Did we extended somebody and I can't remember who it was. No, it wasn't Wiseman. Okay. Yeah, it was somebody else. That guy that Mitchell. Surprised he hasn't developed more because he did so well. Maybe next season he will have developed. It's weird. Okay. So Wiseman. And how many years? You still got 2 years and you played well. 2 years and you played well. Looks like it's going to be Dwyer for this trade. Did you want a goalie? No. So Dwyer it is for this one. And then whatever else we need to make it happen. So just in case, we'll ask for more. Okay. Oops. Hey, the Islanders picks went up in value, and those we're planning to trade away. So, and the same with the Pittsburgh seconds. I just noticed that is super. That was exactly the plan, and the plan worked perfectly. So those will actually probably come in handy with what we're trying to do right now with all those other young guys. That is spectacular. So I believe, based on what we've seen, we'll be able to get all those guys. Well, that was pretty cheap. Man, we're doing good. Okay, so I said I was going to step away again. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Just a couple minutes. Awesome, back. Most excellent. I just made myself a peppermint tea, and it is at the perfect temperature. That is wonderful. Okay. So that's step one done. He was our priority again, playmaker, which I'm finding are more rare than snipers. So, hence prioritizing that. Now, Hartman was expensive, but I believe he was a sniper. Oh, wrong team. sniper, and he was U.S. junior. Oh, but man, I just noticed his production was crazy high. He's gonna be important. What was Rafalski? Because he had 140 points, and I think Rafalski was the same hockey league, and he only had 45, 64 in 67. 45, 64. Wow, that's a dramatic difference. So, I mean, I don't know if that's going to translate, but I would prioritize in this case Hartman over Rafalski for sure. That's interesting. One thing before I go ahead and do this, I want to make sure that the Islanders are not as bad as their picks indicate, and they are not as bad. Ooh, they need a goalie, but I have a feeling they'll sort that out. And what was the other pick? We have, I think, Philly. Yeah, I think those are good choices. Of course, we don't have no idea what people are going to do in terms of signings in the offseason, so they could both turn into way better teams, but whatever, we'll deal with that. Okay, so we will go for Hartman next. Do we use our goalie? They don't even want our goalie. Draft picks? They don't even want our draft picks. Yeah, see, Lashoff is 82, and he's 18. I guess those other guys are 18 too, but they're all like basically at the same level already. So we're not trading any of those guys. Turgeon, what were you? Power forward. I'm not confident about this Mui guy. So we could trade him. Licht at least is at a good cap hit for his overall. Wiseman. Can we do this one through miscellaneous? It doesn't feel like it, but it's possible. Bachman is okay. Wiseman. Anything else? Heward. Tan, no. Martin, no. second round pick. So far this is even. And our future first. Let's see if we can make this work. Third, fourth, fifth. We'll work down from there, see if any of this works. Give me 1 second. I gotta step away just 1 sec. Okay, sorry, back. Now we're really going to have to do a lot of work on sorting out our D here. That's actually, it just came to mind. You know what? What if we just get rentals for D? I mean, we've been doing it for depth forwards, but why wouldn't we do it for D? And then that way we can just pick up random guys that, who cares if we lose them? They might even be better than the guys that we've currently had. They'll cost too much, but why not spend it there? It's possible. Alright, so that's not going to work. So we'll revisit that. We will then go with whoever wants Mikanov first. So we've got Carolina. Oh, but we have their pick, so we don't want to send them there. Chicago, they don't want him. Edmonton, they don't want him. Rangers do. Alright, so it looks like we're going for Rafalski. And then this is where we're going to get some assets to flip. At least 2 firsts we're going to ask for. 3 firsts? 4 firsts? We'll work down from here. I actually think this is going to be close, believe it or not. Okay, so instead of another first, what do they have anyways? Gunderson. They don't want as an asset. We would be over the cap. All right, wait. So before we do that, let's unload some contract and maybe get some of the other guys there. So Chicago, we probably can't get. Edmonton, we can. And if we can give up some of our contract to do it, for anybody that has cap hit. Nobody with cap hit that they want. Who do they want from us? Heward. Any of our picks? So that's the same situation as that we tried already with Hartman, so that's not possible. Edmonton. They want picks, so that works for me. Do they want... They will take some cap hit. So that clears up space at least for one guy. We don't want to make him too good. Okay, yeah. So I think this is the kind of stuff we're going to do. So we'll do our not as important guys. So we want Dorset, Janov, and then Louis. Who else do we have? We can give up one of those two guys. O'Reilly, Mason. But if we fill up their team with O'Reilly and Mason, we're eating up cap that they otherwise would be spending. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. But then again, we targeted guys that were high performing for their cap hit too. So I think O'Reilly... How much cap space do we need to clear? That's 7 million. No, we're going to have to give him two guys. And then miscellaneous, I think. So hopefully we don't make them that great, but whatever we can deal with. that. Just in case, I feel they're not going to give us more, but we're probably going to have to give more, but I at least want to make sure as normal. I think it'll go at a fourth. Yeah. Man, that's not a lot to get what we just got. Okay, and then now... I mean, not ideal, again, that we gave them decent players, but they're not so good that I don't think it'll make them too good. Alright, so next thing was Rafalski, because of taking our goalie. And then we wanted... Oh, but we just traded away some guys that we were going to use in... Anyways, I guess it doesn't really matter. But we need, like, we'll be getting the firsts to use in trades anyways. I hope, at least. Two firsts. We wanted that defenseman and second. Something like this is going to be close, I'm pretty sure. So we're probably going to have to lose one of those first. It'll probably be a second and a third or something like that, I'm guessing, plus Gunderson. And we do want to pick up a player in the trade just because it'll be easier to trade away, I believe. Yeah. So, second, third. Oh, we should have went for 2 seconds then. That's okay. It's not crazy far off anyways. Alright, so Hartman is next. From Vancouver. They don't want draft picks. Yeah, I think let's just, as long as we give them one thing that they want, I think it'll make things go through better. Gunderson in a first. Hartman in a third. And we'll add a fourth. Alright, let's add a player that you like. Wiseman. Any other guys? Keyword? We're not too far off because they're talking about players now, so surprised that didn't go. Um, 6. Whoops. No way, still no. So we're giving so many things that they want that I'm sure something's gonna go. It's funny, a first round pick plus a whole bunch of useful guys for a guy that was just a first round pick. Oh, I was gonna say if that didn't go, that would have been super annoying. Well, I mean, mind you, it's the same as what's happened so many times. But perfectly happy with that trade. All right, so Hartman's off the list. Man, it's crazy the amount of prospects or just drafted guys that we're going to pick up. All right, so Laminin from Chicago. I don't want draft picks. All right. So in this case, I'm going to use up these firsts to get them off my books. I think that's higher value. Both of those firsts are higher value than their first. So I'm going to try to make this work. Getting a first back. Oh, I don't want it from this year though. I'd rather next year. This probably won't even go. I was going to add more to it, and then I'm like, yeah, they're not going to accept anyways. Pretty sure they won't accept that either, so good, I didn't waste my time. So if this doesn't work down to the first, then I'm going to add stuff on my side. Of things that I want to unload, and then hopefully it'll make it go. I don't want Mason. Any other players? Um, Whoops. Man, if we have to give up 2 first-round picks to get essentially a first-round pick and a first-round pick, plus all the extra stuff, seems a bit lopsided. Yikes. Okay. We have no more picks to trade. Okay, well, I guess we're not getting back a first. Seems a bit unfair to me. Man, this is so unfair. That is brutally unfair. Okay, because they changed their tone. It's gonna go soon. Wasn't there a guy we wanted to trade? Did we already get rid of him? Huh. This is brutal. We're offering almost triple now, the value. Like, I know it's because we're not offering things that they necessarily want, but like, come on. No way. About time. Holy jeez, that is way too much. But again, it's part of consequences of playing on hard trade difficulty. Now, that Hadar guy, I don't think we'll have the assets to go and pick up, given what's just gone on. So now we have that Carl Yuck guy from Edmonton, who we should still be able to somehow pick up. What do we have left? Third. Just your scraps. Third, fifth, and a sixth. Coral Yuck. No dice. Okay, so then we will send Mason, who's more than what this guy has, apparently. Now I'm certain this soon might go, but at least the starting point wasn't going to go. Now what sucks is I won't get to see how all these guys fit together in terms of like AHL, NHL, and all that stuff until the start of the season. So it's kind of difficult, the number of guys that we picked up, to have a grasp on how it does all fit together. Sweet. Alright, so that's a lot that we've had to give up to get what we wanted. We still have our draft picks that we like to keep. 2 is kind of the minimum I would want for first rounds. But we have that. We got our franchise guy we just drafted. We now have Laminin, Hartman, Lynn, Rafalski, Dorset, Finajanov, Korolyuk. So we just picked up a boatload of guys, all at good overalls. Oh, I forgot to check all of their characters before I traded for them. Too late now. And anyways, so let's sign all the guys that are not signed. Now, one thing to keep in mind about all these guys that we just got, so what we had to give up, so he's a first round pick. First round pick. First round pick. First round pick. So just think about if you actually took all of these guys as first round picks in terms of trade value, like an actual first round pick, and match up what I gave up to get them, I'm pretty sure I saved a bunch of value. So yeah, it seems like a lot, and yes, it was a lot, and I wish it was less, but it's pretty darn good. So now we've got this boatload of guys, and on that note, let's see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eight guys. And then we've got Tan, Jaffrey maybe for the NHL, and then Martin we had in the NHL. Who was it that we extended? Was it Martin? I think it might have been. No. Who was it then that we extended? I don't know. Anyways, not so important. But somebody we extended, and was it a defenseman? Oh, yeah, Downey. Okay. Anywho. So, Bachman, Licht, that's 3 defensemen. Yuck. Oh, we have nothing to trade to go get defensemen anyways. We're going to have to go take a look anyways on the market and see. We have the cap space to sign a bunch of people though, so we have what, almost 30 million? 27-ish. It's wild. So let's just go scout some defensemen. I don't think there's anything out there. $6 million. Whoa, I went through that too quickly. No. Like, look, there's no 80 defensemen that are not defensive defensemen that have everything we're looking for at a good or reasonable cap hit. Oh, did we get rid of him for... cap space, which now we have, and he's kind of what we would like. Huh. Oh, no, it's because he dipped to 79 from 80. So maybe we shouldn't even consider bringing him back. God, there's nothing out there. Who's Cairns? That's why. Oh yeah, I'm not driven to win. Huh? 2.5, 2 years remaining. Has everything we want. For no cost, basically, at all. That is an absolute no-brainer. 5th round pick might be enough. No, maybe some miscellaneous guy that they like. Oh, we don't want him anyways. That is an absolute no at all brainer. Is he a guy we had before? Yeah. Yeah, no matter what, like even if he didn't work out with us before, that cap hit is just unreal. Okay, so that solidifies one position on our D. So we've got Nemechek, Sarno, Colton, Bachman. So we've got 4 of our 6, and then we've got our 7th. It's funny, we send away our guys that we like that don't fit or we can't afford or whatever. But we can always go back and grab them again. Like this guy. And why didn't we go and get him? Those penalty minutes are brutal. 34, 6 million. We could. It's last year, the contract. Rather a free agent in that case. But yeah, it is funny. So you go and you're like, oh, I like this guy. And then you're like, oh, I wonder why we've had him before. Sprucht. What a name. No. Gunderson was a guy that we could just traded away. He's not far off, but just a bit too expensive. Then Heward wants too much money on his extension. Which is unfortunate because he wasn't bad. And maybe it was not so crazy, but whatever. Kaminsky, who are you? I don't recognize you. I like you though. You are, in fact, perfect. But we have nothing to get you. No. Unless I do a whole bunch of these little value guys. Nah, I don't think it'll add up. Oh, but I should write them down because we'll come back and get them at some point. Kaminsky from Washington. Hadar is not even possible, so I still had him on my list, but I'll erase him. There's no chance we can get him. Cool. You guys have anybody? No. And not quite. Alright, so then that means, well, I guess let's just wait before I completely give up on it. So if we trade all the guys that weren't good, maybe we can sorry, I'm thinking maybe we can get enough assets to get that guy. It's quite possible. 15.75. No, he would need to be a point per game. 12 at 25 again would need to be a point per game. Same thing. He was outstanding. Should have produced more. Does anybody want any of these guys? No. So we will switch to one other guy that somebody wants. It's not him. Somebody wants Pepin. Alright, so where do we want to send you? San Jose is okay for a third. No way, not even a third. I thought a third for sure. All right. That's fine. So you know what? With those miscellaneous guys, we might have enough. Five's not enough. Yeah, it's 24. 24, 3's not enough. Downey was fine. 2's not enough. Wang was good, if I'm not mistaken. 66 at 23 is pretty good. Jaffrey was fine, but if we have to trade him, we will. We'll add him in for now. Does anybody want the rest? No. Okay, so we need a seller. We want third and a fourth. We will try. All right. Now the question is this enough to get that guy? The answer is no. Probably just barely no. We have nothing else, do we? Downey, no. Mitchell, no. Wang, no. Martin, were you? Yeah, you were good enough. No. No can do, so we'll have to wait for him. Defenseman. Brutal contracts. We're going to have to get something, though. $26 million. How much was that other guy? Oh yeah, he was on his entry-level contract, I'm pretty certain. No, on a short extension. Nope. Nope. So we're not paying $9 million. We have 3. No, we just got our 4th defenseman. We need 2 more. Kaminsky will bring us to 5. I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our 7th. So yeah. So actually, in reality, we only need 1 defenseman. Huh. So we're actually perfectly good shape. Now, I hope that guy is going to extend with us at a reasonable cap hit. I think he will. I kind of feel like he will, but of course we have no idea until we get him. It's funny how Pepin developed into a franchise defenseman and then wants $18 million. Yeah, right. What are we gonna do? Well, we can afford excuse me, a bunch of these guys. What would we do though? I'm gonna pause on that thought. I'm gonna go look at something else first here. Because we have this. We want free agent guys. By trade value, defenseman only. No, wait, not defenseman only. Current salary. He's He's an RFA. So let's see if there's... So the high value guys in free agency that we can sign for nothing and then trade. He's a free agent? No, he must just not be signed by his team. Let's see. Jansen. Whoops. 78 overall. McLennan, 79 overall. No, he's probably just unsigned. That Lack guy might be something. Lack, 62 overall. Kittner, 61. Because as it is, like, getting enough of those guys, we can definitely get a whole bunch of value back in trades. Kozlov, not Kolzov. Kozlov, 72. O'Reilly, 59. Patrick, 74. Maybe I should be writing down another characteristic about them. Because what if there's multiple people, same name, at the same overall? Too late now, I'm not going to go back. Puistola 73. So basically, if it's not already clear, I'm looking for two-way contracts, high-value guys that I can trade. I mentioned that part, but I didn't say exactly how I'm filtering. So I'm looking at if they're in a league or RFA, and then if they're below like 1.1 million, then in all likelihood they were two-way and might sign at a two-way, like this Vegetti guy. 60. And of course, none of these guys would be to actually play on your team. They're just to sign and trade. Well, we would get them to play so that it wouldn't hurt our reputation. And then after they played some amount, then we trade them. And then that's how we get a guy like Kaminsky that we were looking at. So Carlson's an example where I'm pretty sure he's going to want a one-way, but still write him down just in case. I don't know at what point I'm going to stop. Henrique is the answer. Oh, Downey's 18, never mind. Oh, that's the other thing, so they can't be 18. Any other age than they're likely signable. So Fitz, as an example, 27. 76 overall. I got Niemi. Okay, so then those are the guys we'll sign and trade all of them except for the ones that actually, like some of them could be guys that we want to keep. So how many spaces do we even have? We have 19. I think that's more than 19, or close to it actually. All right, so let's just start with two-way. 78 Jansen, no. Wang, no. 77. Wen, I think is how you'd pronounce his name. Y-U-E-N. Assuming that's him. Then 76, we have Fitz, Waite, and Brody. Fitz, Waite, and Brody. No way, none of them? Wow. I thought for sure they'd be. Well, I thought there'd be all of them. 75, I don't think I have any. 74, Patrick, Henrique. Patrick and Henrique. No way. Again? Or am I just not able to think of two things at once? No, pretty sure no. I think there's 173. Puistula. No way. '72 Kozlov. Again, I messed up on it. Kozlov. If they want one-way contracts all the way down to 72 overall, that is nuts. Yeah, because I didn't see Kozlov. Unless I missed him. Zykov. Kulikov. And I mean, it would make sense that they would be one-way contracts, which is why their values are so high. Nope, no Kozlov. Let's try doing this by potential now. So Lack was a guy at 62. The Jetty at 60. Hmm. So 59 O'Reilly. No O'Reilly? 60 was Vegetti. No Vegetti either. Kittnar at 61. From trying to look at all this, it's my eyes are playing tricks on me. They would have been in those guys, I think. So, who did I offer? Lack was the other one. So I at least got 2 out of that for now. Cool beans. And then, yeah, the rest I guess I'll figure out as I go. Anything else I want to get done? Nah, I think that's where we'll leave it for this stream. Didn't get as far as I'd like, but I mean, I made a boatload of trades, so I guess I did accomplish a lot, just not as far because there was so much of it, I guess. But in any case, we got a bunch of that stuff done. We scouted some players of value. I have the list here. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to monitor them, because as you saw, it was a bit tedious to find them. I wish, man, they should make it from that player search screen where you can click on them and offer contract or something. All these things that they could make it easier, but of course not. Yeah, so I think what is next up will be, we'll target big contract free agent guys to sign. So we'll need one defenseman. I should write that down. I think it was, so we have 8 forwards that are going to play. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then are we going to extend Savage? What is that amount? 13.625 times 0.9 is 1226. Let's try this. So 1295 times 0.9 is 11655. That is reasonable. That I think I'm just going to offer. 11655 rounded up. 1295, 116. I can handle that. That means that we only have 15 million for players going into next season. But then the full 26 for this season. So if we get one guy for 1 year and the other guy for 2 years, then that works. Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure that out. I think to have Savage locked up for 3 more years makes sense. And then we're going to have a boatload of guys coming up next season, the next one after that, from all these prospects we just traded for. So we're going to have tons of options to choose who's the best. Do we have contracts expiring in those years? So who's all expiring? So Carney's going to be coming up when we have a lot of new guys. Trevika, Nemechek. It sucks that one of them's a defenseman, but whatever. And then the following season, Turgeon. Galchenyuk, Lashoff. Some of these guys. So it's only actually Turgeon and Galchenyuk. The other guys are all pushed to the following season or further on, actually, depending on the guys. Huh. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to have a whole bunch of guys to decide on later on, but that's not so bad. Actually, that's going to be near the end of my career for franchise mode. It's kind of funny. More decisions when basically it's not even going to matter. Anywho, yeah, so that's where we'll leave it. If you like the stream, hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe, turn on notifications. The channel homepage has upcoming streams on regular NHL content. That's going to be 2 or 3 week recaps of NHL news. So currently scheduled for Friday, 2 weeks from now. It could be postponed a week if there's not enough news, but keep looking at the channel homepage for updates if any of those, if the time or date changes. For franchise mode, it is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Can't remember the time. Look at the About section of the channel. It'll tell you. Be a pros whenever I have time or feel like it. Any comments, leave them in the comments. Suggestions, likewise. And we'll see you guys Sunday, I guess, unless I have any time other days to do any other streams and stuff. Cool. So, yeah, another Stanley Cup in the books. 10 in 20 years. It's just ridiculous. And another President's Trophy and so on and so on. But, yeah. Cool beans. Goodbye.